usually say just welcome. Welcome to Kayfabe Wrestling Talk. This is where you come to listen to how wrestling should be talked about. I think I messed that up a little bit. That's
No,
okay.
you nailed it.
My name's
Beautiful.
Handsome Nick Hanlon. We got Mathew Barnaby on my left to right. I don't know how it works. My left, your right, my left, up to down. And we're going to talk about Night of Champions. But before we do, how's it going, Barnsy?
It's going well, man. It's been a good weekend. Lots of sun. A little red today, but that'll go brown tomorrow. So I'll take it.
You got that Randy Orton hot dog look to you. At least you're not a Braun Breaker spray tan look.
No.
Yikes.
Saw an interview. Seen the interview with Kevin Owens making fun of Braun Breaker. Should be illegal.
So funny. And he's right. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Let us know if we can become best friends.
Aww.
But that's only if you agree with what I say. Otherwise, we're gonna do some karate in the garage.
No,
so
karate for us.
Like and subscribe. You're the watermelon. Crack your head open and you're gonna die. Like and subscribe. Kayfabe Wrestling Talk. Night of Champions, which was June 28th, 2025. In Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. That looks like a nice little town, eh? Lots of things on walls and fountains, and you don't really see anybody walking around, but
very rich, rich area.
It's like they're trying to turn Saudi into Dubai a little bit.
It definitely gives that vibe.
Yeah.
Only I won't be. If I'm a millionaire, I won't be visiting Saudi Arabia anytime soon.
I wouldn't go.
I'll go to Dubai.
I don't even know if I'd go there. People holding hands on the beach, getting put in jail and stuff. I don't know.
Oh, that's good.
They still have that. They still have.
Not that anyone wants to hold hands with me, but
it's still Sharia law, I believe. Anyway, yeah. I got a woman. Who gives a shit? All right. So, Night of Champions, the first match of the night: Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton.
Keith Orton.
I mean, I got just notes like, booze. What do you think? What do you got?
So, first of all, great crowd, hot crowd. Crowd's always great when they go.
That stage was aggressive too, huh?
It was. Right? They're singing all of Randy's lyrics, right? Even the verses and stuff like that. They're nailing it. It's great. Cody comes out. Nice loud crowd, really into it. Match starts, and I don't know. I was a little confused.
Why people were booing Cody?
Both Cody and Randy were doing things what I would feel is out of character, out of their norm. They both
definitely Cody
were a bit kind of jerky, right? Cody puts on a torture rack on the outside to the ring post. He fish hooked Randy Orton at one point. Right, but Randy Orton with a punt, that's a bad guy move. He thought about it, but he
went for
trying for it anyways, right? I have a note here just saying what's going on with these two. Randy removed the turnbuckle cover. They both were doing like really underhanded sly stuff to try and get the win.
Cody Rhodes was doing his best impression of Triple H last night on Saturday. He was playing the cerebral assassin. He was picking at the injuries, just hitting the injuries, doing whatever he can to get that injury, which is a fun match to watch for me. It's kind of like how they used to do it all the time, and they still do it a lot like that. But it was extreme in this one because he hurt his back on that one jump. It was interesting because they were both wrestling kind of interesting heels. They were both wrestling heels, but like I don't know if Cody that was his plan or he switched to it because he realized he was not the favorite in this match.
Good question. Well, again, though, Randy kind of pulled out some mean stops as well there. So,
yeah, totally.
I don't know. It felt weird. It felt like an odd match, to be honest with you.
Now, the crowd chanting, "This is awesome" after 3 arm drags. Slow it down, first of all.
Settle down.
It looks like he injured his back in a superplex. Cody smartly aiming for that back. Cody Rhodes playing heel, really aiming for that back, wrapping around the steel post, like you mentioned. Oh, I got a quote of the week here. When you have that much weight on your back, yeah. So Cody, Wade Barrett goes, you can't do much when you have that much weight on your back. And Cole says, "Now you know how Joe Test feels when you're announcing with him."
Yeah,
Might be quote of the night.
yeah,
Um,
that was a good one.
this batch is all Cody. Some of the trademarks. Yeah, so I mean, he was hitting disaster kicks. He was, the Cody cutters off the second rope. Classic old school match, really. Orton, like it was all Cody at the beginning until Orton got that DDT. Um, RKO kicks out of the crossroads. Wow, yeah, Randy kicked out of the crossroads. It was a good match. I liked the match. It was a
It
good
wasn't a
match.
bad match.
It was just interesting seeing
felt
Cody get
weird.
booed
Yeah, well,
because
it was
we're going to see
interesting
more
to
of that
see
in the
him.
future, but
Oh,
it was
I would
weird right
assume
now.
so. Yeah, I mean, it not that it felt out of place. It wasn't a bad match, but I was just confused why they were both, because you got
Totally
like
different
two
style.
good guys against each other, and they both work like a bad guy type match. Like, what is going on here?
And they did the classic thing where Randy Orton, as you mentioned, uncovers the turnbuckle, but he's the one that gets hit
Yeah,
because he's the
eats
one
it, and then
and
takes
that
a crossroads, and that's how
and
it
that's
ends,
it
right?
because he hit it with his back. So that was it for him. I actually have written down outstanding. I thought it was an outstanding match. It was just definitely a different style than we're used to seeing those
Yeah,
two guys fight. I enjoyed it.
definitely.
I wasn't sure who was going to win. I kind of felt like it was going to be Cody, so he can fight Cena at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And in
Well,
my
I was going to
opinion,
save it for the end, but you called it Night of Champions. I called it Night of Predictable Winners. I think I predicted every single one of these. It was not a shock. Nothing overly surprised me,
except for their style of wrestling.
except for their style of wrestling and maybe the U.S. title match as well. So
Is that next? No.
no, what's next?
I forgot
is
what
Rhea
happened in that.
Ripley
We'll figure that out. Rhea Ripley in a
and
street
Raquel
fight
Rodriguez.
against
Street
Raquel
fight,
Rodriguez. There's a couple batches in this match, but I liked it. It was a hard hitter. Rodriguez no selling Ripley's clothesline and then hitting her with her own clothesline. I thought that was a great big guy or whatever. Giant. She's playing the giant in this match. It seemed like.
Yeah, yeah, and she got Rhea tied up in the in the ropes pretty early. A lot of nasty chops coming from Raquel.
Totally.
I really like this match. I really like this match.
It was a very fun match. Yeah. I think I texted you after this match and I said this is the best pay per view already with two matches in in Saudi Arabia that they've had because most of them are shit.
Most of them are not great.
So right away these two matches.
I did write down Big and Tall in All Black versus Big and Tall in All Black gets a run in by Small and Short in All Black.
I like Small and Short.
Right, so we got Rhea tied up in the ropes, some kendo shots to her, which looked nasty. Raquel power bombs Rhea into the timekeepers area through the announce table guard, the guard of the announce table. Yeah. That was a cool little move. I thought that was kind of cool.
How about when Rodriguez is this what you're talking about? Where so Rhea's on top of the table and she like kind of goes for a senton, so flips over.
Yeah.
And Rodriguez catches her and power bombs her. That was on the inside of the rope. That's kind of what you're talking about.
I wasn't, but that was fantastic as well. No, she laid the guard of the announce table over the announce or over the.
Oh yeah, where she goes through that thing. Yeah.
And she power bombed her through that, which I thought was very unique.
Wasn't that from the jump? So she jumps at her off the top of the table and she catches her and power bombs her through that thing. I thought.
Yeah.
But her catching her when she's doing that flip and she catches her upside down in the power bomb motion and.
I mean, Raquel Rodriguez.
I thought that was cool.
I granted she's a tag champ, but I don't feel like she's been able to show off or showcase what she's able to do.
I think she's getting better. Yeah.
This was I think her best match.
Definitely.
Right, and
for sure
it's up there. I don't know if it's match of the night, but I mean it was really enjoyable. So yeah, Roxanne Perez ends up, doing the run-in, trying to distract.
I'd like to take a slow motion 6-hour hurricane run by Roxanne. Wear like a balaclava. My favorite spot in the match is when Rhea takes off her belt. I've had many dreams it starts this way. And she whips Raquel for 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Ass shots as well. I wonder if we're going to get some memes out of that. And then from whipping her ass to a Rager's Edge that Rodriguez kicks out of.
Yeah.
I'd like to see some of those whip marks.
See the studs on her belt flying off too when she was whipping her. It looked good. It
She
looked
was whipping
painful.
her. She was whipping her real nice.
Looks super painful.
She was taking her to the wood. She took her to the woodshed on that one.
Yeah, no, I really enjoyed the match. The ending saw a what they would call like an avalanche riptide, right? Top rope riptide, kind of on
Off
the
the
top rope,
table.
because they had a bridging table at the top.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to eat it at one point. I'm like, oh man, this is not going to go well at all. But she gets the riptide off of it and gets the pin and gets the win. So
I have noted right here, this is already the best pay-per-view Saudi Arabia's had. It's true. I mean,
you might not be wrong.
Can you think of a classic match from there? I mean, they had that 40-man Royal Rumble that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was too long.
It was still a lot. It was a bit much.
It was excessive.
Let's talk about one of the worst matches on the card: Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross.
See, I have a worse match, and it's not that, but let's talk about it.
Oh, it's definitely not that. I think I said one of the worst.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not the worst, which is sad because it was a bad match, and it ain't Sami Zayn's fault, which is hard for me to say because I want to blame him.
So I don't know. I felt like they were really making Karrion Kross out to be a legitimate threat when I don't think anyone thought he was. And Sami played it that way, right? Because it was a ton of offense by Karrion Kross,
Which was the problem.
And what I did like, because again, I like this story. I want to see more of what's going on. Kross has been, manipulating people in the background for months now, right? And then, Sami gets all fired up and starts whipping ass. And I think Wade Barrett was saying something along like, this is what Kross was talking about. Getting Sami to be, a little meaner, get his mean streak going. This is what Kross talked about, and he's all the better for it. And he wasn't wrong. As soon as Sami kind of snapped a little bit, he really took it to Kross.
Yep.
I will say, what is those Asado suplexes that Karrion Kross does?
Asayu?
It's an Asaido. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. Asaido suplex, which is almost like a back suplex meets a German suplex. But his suplexes were great. I know you. I can feel you rolling your eyes from here. But I thought he had some really nice moves.
Everything else looks so sloppy. I mean, the guy hasn't wrestled since freaking 2004. It seems like.
Well, I mean, you're probably not far off, right? He doesn't get to wrestle very much.
They gotta get him They got him on a main card in Saudi Arabia, man. They gotta kick that ring rust. They should have a few matches before that.
Agreed.
He hasn't had matches in quite a while. I found it interesting when Sami was in some sleeper hold or something that they did the 3-hand thing.
Yeah. I haven't seen that in a while.
Because usually he's out, right?
Yeah.
That was interesting.
I haven't seen that since like the 80s, like back in the Hogan days, right? You lift the arm
Totally.
up twice,
It's
it
been
flops
forever.
Down, lift it the third time. Oh, it's up.
And then Sami gets a quick haluva kick, wins the match. I thought it was the weakest match up until that point.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, weakest match so far, for sure. So what do we have next? We have.
But Sami Zayn wins.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Sami takes with a haluva kick. Karrion Kross kept running ring to ring post to ring post. Sorry, and clotheslining Sami. And for his last one, he turns his back and runs back to the ring post, and Sami just follows him up. Karrion barely has time to turn around to take a kick in the face. 1, 2, 3. We got Sami's win. I'm telling you, man, this is Sami's road to a world title. It may not happen until the end of the year or early next year.
I just hope he turns heel because I'm so sick of his speeches, dude. He's got the worst speeches.
I love Sami.
Oh my God!
Sami. How dare you, sir? How
sanctimonious son of a bitch. He might have the biggest pop of the night though, wearing the Palestinian.
Yeah, his gear when he came out, but also, how dare you? If I didn't say that already.
Sickening.
About my boy Sami Zayn. All right.
So Jacob Fatu and Solo, and my first note is I don't think the crowd knows who either of these people are.
Yeah, it was weirdly quiet.
Yeah, it was really quiet.
It was a fairly basic match to start.
Not a great match. Not a great match. I mean, there was a clothesline off the steps by Fatu. That was really cool.
Yep. There was a really nice German suplex by Solo that kind of flips Fatu inside out. He ended up landing on his face. I thought that was very cool. But yeah, it was fairly like, formulaic. Nothing fancy or too special. But the end, right? So I mean, I don't know if you have much else to say.
Yeah, we got
about the
Tagaloa coming
ending.
back. Isn't that his name? Tagaloa?
So Tonga Loa comes out. Well, first of all, JC Mathew runs in for the
Right.
distraction, and then Tonga Loa.
The Wish version of Rhino comes down. I got
Right.
you.
Wish.com Rhino comes out. And
Timo Rhino.
Tonga Loa, sorry, takes out Fatu, and I thought it was over there, but he kicks out. And then Fatu like runs house for a second. And he's busting out stuff we haven't seen before. He did a front handspring off the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
And then he did a brandy flip over the top ropes onto Tongaloa and JC Mathew. So the brandy flip is like, it's a front flip, but he turns midair and lands backwards. And the last person I saw do that was AJ Styles in TNA. Even AJ.
Fatu can do some shit.
Right? So this is new stuff. We haven't seen him do that stuff before. He's got some offense in the back pocket that we haven't seen. And that was really, really cool. Gets the moonsault onto Solo, and then we have more interference.
Another big Samoan comes down. I don't even know his name.
So he was known as Hikuleo in New Japan and other places.
Like you got to get up to get down, Coolio?
Hikuleo, yes.
Okay. Gangster's Paradise, gotcha.
So he's going by Tala Tonga.
Okay.
In WWE because
can they not give them more different names?
I know. Well, he's the real life brother of Tama Tonga and Tongaloa.
He's a big boy.
7 feet. And they are the nephews of probably the meanest man ever to come into wrestling, Haku.
Umaga?
No, Haku.
Oh, are they nephews of Haku?
Yeah, Haku's our uncle. So they're beasts. They're Tongan, right? Which is a separate island. It's all relative, but it is a separate island from Samoa. So they're technically not Samoan, they're Tongan. But it's the Usos and Solo again.
Well, let me tell you.
So Tonga, Tama Tonga, and the new Tala Tonga are all brothers.
Do you think Jimmy's going to join? When's Jimmy joining? We want Jimmy to join, right? Jimmy?
I think Jimmy's going to join Fatu.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
Which is more of the thing. So,
Solo Sakota,
massively large, 7 foot tall Tongan, takes out Fatu, and Samoan Spike, and boom, we have a new champ.
His first singles title. Congratulations, Solo. Well deserved. Look it up. What other singles titles does he have?
Yeah,
That's his first singles title.
I wouldn't have thought that, but yeah.
I don't even think he's had a tag team title. I think that's his first belt.
Yeah, that sounds about right, actually.
Yeah, pretty sure that's his first, and he's grown his faction. Right? Get JC out of there. Just bring the Samoans in. What's up with what do we got JC on that team for? Just to put him somewhere?
Yeah,
does JC need to be there?
It's the old school Vince McMahon way of
because he kind of looks like him. Yeah, that's like kind of looks like him. So let's put him on that team.
Yeah,
it's like let's put all the black guys together too. It's just crazy. All right, so the actual worst match on the card, Asuka versus Jade. Oof.
Yeah. So I will say, I did appreciate Jade coming out looking like Storm from the X-Men.
I'm surprised they're not suing her for that. I didn't think they're allowed to do that anymore. Mysterio says he got a cease and desist.
Well, that's because he was very obviously he had symbols and stuff on his gear as well.
But she's calling herself Storm. The storm is coming.
True, but she's not calling herself that. It's not like it's on her. It's not like Jade the Storm Cargill or something like that.
Yeah.
Right, and they got away with Hulk Hogan. But yeah, so
I mean, they got away with Hulk Hogan. They had to pay Marvel for Hulk. They paid Marvel for like 20 years for Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, well, they still managed. They still.
You think they're gonna pay out for freaking Jade right now? Hulk Hogan was the biggest star in the world.
I mean, I feel like they're trying to make her the biggest star in the world. I just don't feel like it's working. Her
Oh no,
look
she's
is
terrible.
the only thing she's got going for her. Like, granted, she walks in a room, you're like, holy shit! Like this chick is in shape. She's tall. She's imposing. She could probably snap me in half. But it was not an enjoyable match. It really wasn't.
You know, one thing that
I
really
heard,
bothered me is Jade had a knee injury in the match at some point. Like they were kind of selling the knee injury, and then she does her kip up and doesn't sell the knee.
yeah,
Like right there, she's a rookie. Like that immediately, and they even brought it up. She's like, I can't believe she did a kip up with her knee injury, and she's just like nothing.
yeah, like act like it
She
was
really
nothing.
should have been grabbing her
Um,
knee.
Just
Um,
remember this moment from when we do This Week in Wrestling, and I talk about how mad I am at the Last Woman Standing match, but we'll move on.
that's
Nia
true,
Jax, Tiffany,
right?
Last Woman
That
Standing
classic match
SmackDown.
from SmackDown, yeah.
So mad. Anyways, I do have a note that says Asuka
I fell asleep
needs,
3 times during that match.
Asuka needs surgery on her shoulders for carrying that match in Jade.
Oh,
Um,
for
so,
sure. Asuka like
uh,
looked good. I like her look. I like
yeah,
her new attitude. I like everything that's going on with Asuka. I wish she won this match,
always
but
been a huge fan
obviously,
of hers. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, it is what it is. Jade wins with her finisher, and you know, even when she pinned her and she rolled back, Jade's shoulders were down, and Asuka's left shoulder was up.
that was
And
the
it still
worst pin I've
counted
ever
for
seen.
three. It was, yeah.
Well, I got a little
I'm so
note here
mad.
about Jade. Of course, Jade wins Queen of the Ring. One of the worst one of the worst King of the Ring finals ever. Um, you know, she looked bad. Asuka tried her best to make her look good. You could actually kind of tell Asuka was a bit frustrated with the talent level of the person in the ring with her. On the count, you know, the fact that she couldn't do a roll up and make it look smooth. Congratulations, Jade, you suck. A storm is coming for SummerSlam, whatever the hell that means. Definitely wasn't no Stone Cold 360 speech because of her speech. So
Yeah,
anyway,
she, yeah, none of it was good, and you
no,
know, I hate ragging on people sometimes. I really do. I know it's one of your favorite pastimes, but like that was just bad. That was just bad
it's a hard job being a wrestler. It ain't easy.
for sure.
I mean, they get
For
paid
sure.
good, but you can tell. If I saw her getting better, I'd respect her. Remember
Yeah.
Trish Stratus? She didn't know how to wrestle, and then
Yeah.
every week you saw her get better. And this happens with wrestlers all the time. Braun Strowman's a great example of somebody that got better. You can tell they're actually practicing. I don't think Jade's putting in the effort. I think Jade just thinks she should be a star with what she looks like.
Yeah.
I
Agreed.
I think it's a very Goldberg attitude.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, like you said, you know, wrestling's not easy. So you got to give the respect that, and
Fuck
I
no.
have done it. I got my ass kicked. I had a guy tap me out 12 times in about 30 seconds. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was a Japanese guy who had fought Rampage Jackson in Pride Fighting once.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He was the lead trainer for Santino in his Battle Arts Academy.
I wonder if that's still open.
It is. It is.
Because I know Santino's working at TNA right now.
Yeah, no, it's still open. He still runs it. It's
Get
just not
out of
open
here.
much.
Stop scratching at me, stupid dog.
So like I know how how hard it can be, but it you know she doesn't make it look good. That's for sure. Anyways, let's talk about the main event.
CM Punk, John Cena. Man, that place exploded for Punk. Big
Wow.
pop.
Yeah, and
Big
singing
pop.
all of his all the words. A big yell of "It's clobbering time." Man, they were loving it, absolutely loving it. Loud cheer for Cena as soon as his music hits, but it got even louder with the John Cena suck singing.
Totally,
Like
yeah.
it rivaled the European voice. That's some of the loudest I've heard.
And then, yay, more soccer chants. I mean, football. More football chants. Yay, before the match starts. Yay.
So what did you think of this match? So I got a couple of notes.
Well, I found it interesting that John Cena didn't want to hit him with the belt there. So it was kind of almost a face turn suddenly, but then he cheats anyway, or he tries to.
So
Ah!
word for word, Cena grabbed the belt and decided not to hit Punk with it. ... Interesting. I wrote the same thing.
Like,
But it started out, it was a slower start, but it was like some actual wrestling, some chain wrestling.
They're building.
And it looked good. Well, it worked. It actually worked. It, you know, we've talked about how Cena's definitely lost a step or 12. But I feel like Punk went down to his level almost, and Cena rose a little bit.
Yeah.
So they were on the same page, and that opening chain wrestling and some good counters and great back and forth really worked, and it made Cena look great. And I don't know if that was just Cena having a good night or Punk making him look good, but
I think it's a little bit of both.
I really liked it, and possibly my favorite Cena match since he's been back.
Even though it was pure chaos at the end.
It was
of
pure
course,
chaos at the end.
You know,
And there was a lot of kickouts, right? So, number 1 kick out by Punk, number 2 kick out by Punk, which I'm like, what the crap? It made me very excited to think that maybe Punk was going to win.
Yeah, because he hit him with like his move a couple times, the attitude adjuster, kick out, the STFU or whatever, or STF. Punk got the STF on Cena at one point.
Yep.
He got the rope break. There was a ton of reversals near the end.
Yep.
Punk kicked up like 3 times, I think, from attitude adjusters, or 2 maybe.
It was a crossbody by Punk. Cena rolls through it,
Mm-hmm.
like he used to do, which I'm like, okay, so Cena's been working on his strength for the last month, because I did not think he'd be able to do this. Right, rolls through the crossbody, stands up, number 3, Punk kicks out a 3rd time. What the hell?
And I do have written down here, these two still have chemistry for sure.
Oh, it was great. It was really good. I really enjoyed this match. Like you said, right? Cena grabs the belt, decides not to go with it. Goes to attack him. Reversal, GTS number 1 from Punk, and Cena kicks out of that.
And then the chaos starts.
And then the chaos starts. Cena takes the ref out with a shoulder tackle. GTS number 2, but there's no ref, so no count. And here comes Seth.
He didn't take out. He didn't take out the ref until Seth came down. Seth went in the ring, right, and called the. I think it was Seth calling the ref down, isn't it?
Well, no, sorry. I guess Cena took out 2 refs, technically.
Oh, he took out a ref in the ring.
He took out the ref in the ring with a shoulder tackle. Punk dodged it, and he knocks out the ref. And
right, it was accidental, kind of, yeah.
With Breaker, Bronson, and Paul Heyman, and he sends Braun and Bronson, the 2 Bs, to go into attack.
Who does somebody calls him Braun? I forget who. Braun. I heard a quote on SmackDown. They call him Braun, or on something. They're like Braun.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So the chaos. You're right. So they come down.
Punk overshoot his suicide dive and almost dies.
Yeah, that was tough.
And then the Brawns put him through the announce table.
The Brawns.
So that's when Seth calls for a ref.
And that's where he tackles him down. That's right.
Little baby Flair, Charles Robinson comes running down, and it was like a pounce. Remember the pounce move? Mm-hmm. Cena pounces the ref as he's running, just poof, goes sideways.
Yeah, he went so far. It was almost a Braun Breaker spear to like Miz or something, where he flips. It seemed like a hard hit. I mean, and that guy's like 60-year-old ref. He's like the oldest ref on the card.
Yeah.
Right, and then Bronson Reed, Cena attitude adjust Bronson Reed. That's power.
Right. So after Cena takes out the ref, him and Seth start arguing. He's like, "You're in my business," and then Seth's like, "He's got nothing to do with you," which obviously means like he's only there to make sure Punk doesn't win. That was his only reason for being there. Right? And Cena takes out Seth to a roaring cheer, like to massive crowd noise. And Penta comes out to try and take Braun Breaker out. And they go back and forth. Penta takes a backdrop onto the ramp, and out comes Sami Zayn to try and beat up Braun Breaker, which leads them to the bottom of the ramp. And Penta doing a big crossbody onto the 2 of them. That looked insane. Awesome. I know it's just a crossbody, but that was some height and some distance for him to go, man. That was crazy.
And then somehow the match is still going. And we got Punk and Cena standing across from each other.
Well, Cena, Punk saved Cena from a tsunami.
Well, they saved each other, I think, or something. Like they're kind of working together for a couple minutes, taking out whoever's there. Yeah, he saves her from some tsunami. They actually
and like
shake hands.
Big AA to Bronson, 330 pounds. Cena still got it when it comes to that power move, man, because he deadlifted him up onto those shoulders.
Oh yeah,
he's deadlifted him. That was
you see the forearms on Cena? I mean,
he's still a big boy. He's lost a lot of weight, but still a big boy. But yeah, like I said, they went to go do a handshake, and Cena hugs him instead. But then he goes all Manchurian candidate again.
Yeah,
that glazed look in
his
his
eye. Goes for the nut shot.
Goes for the dick kick, but it's blocked. Right, so Punk goes for his for a GTS again, and that's when Seth gets back up and slams him with the briefcase. Finishes up with a stomp, and it's easy pickings for John Cena.
Yeah, well, Cena just did triple threat rules at that point. Throws him out, pins him, done.
Yep.
It was an entertaining match, but every single Cena match is going to have this chaos.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Because every single one has. So far,
trying to, I don't know if they're just trying to.
Is he going to get a clean win on this run?
That's a good question, right? He's so polarizing, and everyone,
other than against Ron Killings,
right? Everyone wants in his business so badly that someone's always going to be running down and interfering in his matches. It's ridiculous. But overall,
but it was an entertaining match. It was a fun match.
Super entertaining. It was definitely a really good match, for sure.
So, overall, good pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I wasn't bad. But it was predictable. You're right.
If I scored, I'd 7 out of 10, maybe?
Yeah, that's about right. 7.2.
7.2. You got to get that decimal point in.
Well, if you don't put the point in, you sound like a rookie, You got to put the point in. That's science.
7.
That's science. So what do you think? You think it's going to be
6.9?
Ooh, sexy. So Cena Cody SummerSlam, because that's what the King of the Ring is for.
Yep.
Is that what we're looking at here?
That's what we're headed towards. Yep. And I believe that Cody's going to take his belt back.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think this is going to be a double heel turn? Double heel face? You think he's going to make Cena face and he's going to turn heel?
Ooh, a double turn. Ooh, we haven't seen one of those in a long time.
No, not done right. It's tough. Because people are cheering for Cena.
Right.
I mean, people are cheering for Cena.
They want to, right? And a lot of it is out of respect to the fact that, hey, you've done this for 25 years. You carried the business. People are finally recognizing it. They want to cheer him. They're looking for any excuse to cheer him, I think.
Ugh. So sick of him. All right, well, I guess that's it. Like and subscribe. Anything else?
No, I don't think so. I think we covered that pretty good. This weekend, I know we'll talk about it in the next one for a wrap up in the week of wrestling, but several title changes the last 3 days.
No kidding.
So it was some of the the Raw and SmackDown stuff was really good. So we'll talk about that later. But
Raw was a tough watch.
They had their moments.
They were tired. Everybody on Raw was tired.
For sure.
Hear Michael Cole? He sounded like he was falling asleep 5 times. But he just announced.
Though, so I like
he announced 3 shows in a row.
Well, he did the kickoff show as well.
Yeah.
He did Raw, SmackDown, Night of Champions, and a post show. And
then flies back and does Raw.
Yeah.
Probably flew back Sunday. The guy's the Iron Man of announcing right now. I mean, it's rather
half
impressive.
his age says he's too exhausted to announce right now.
I'm so glad he's gone.
Right. God bless Corey Graves.
He's fine. Like, he should be just like a special an event wrestler, and don't take Corey Graves out. Put him in there with them. Or don't take Wade Barrett out. Put him in as an addition, because he's great. The energy's great with him. He just doesn't know what he's talking about. Right? So to have him try and call moves or whatever, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
All right. Well, like and subscribe. Kayfabe Wrestling Talk. This is where you come to hear how wrestling should be talked about. Keep an eye open for our This Week in Wrestling, where we cover Raw and SmackDown. Any last words, Barnaby?
I don't think so. Just don't forget, folks, if you disagree with Nick.
You're probably wrong.
Probably.
Bye. Oh, wrong thing. Bye. That's correct. Bye.